Have you ever woken up, stretched your arms, and felt your joints stiff and unyielding as though they'd rusted overnight? For so many older adults, that's exactly what arthritis feels like, a mix of pain, swelling, and stiffness that only seems to worsen with time. Most people believe vitamin D is the key to joint health, but what if there's another vitamin, one that works differently, perhaps even more powerfully, to ease arthritis pain? Arthritis isn't just about age or wear and tear. It's inflammation, cartilage breakdown, and the body's fading ability to repair itself. For decades, the usual advice has been anti-inflammatory drugs or steroids. While these can help at first, they often come with risks: ulcers, stomach bleeding, kidney problems, and long-term joint damage. Seniors deserve better, not just pain relief, but real repair. That's where this story begins. With a vitamin that does more than strengthen bones or support vitamin D. It powers the tiny engines inside your cells, fuels cartilage repair, and quiets inflammation from within. It does this by supporting a molecule called NAD, which your cells need to turn food into energy and protect DNA from damage. When NAD drops, arthritis flares. When NAD is restored, repair begins. For over 6 decades, I've helped older adults fight back against pain, fatigue, and weakness using natural, evidence-based methods that give the body what it needs to heal itself. And one lesson has stood out above all: the body is never too old to repair. It only needs the right tools. When most people are diagnosed with arthritis, they're told to start with painkillers or anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen or naproxen. At first, the relief can feel miraculous. Swelling goes down, movement improves, and life feels easier again. But over time, the cost becomes clear. These drugs can erode the stomach lining, leading to ulcers and internal bleeding. As we age, the stomach becomes more fragile, making these side effects even more dangerous. Then there are steroids, powerful drugs that can quiet inflammation quickly but at a steep price. They weaken the immune system, thin the bones, raise blood sugar, and over time can even damage the very joints they're meant to protect. I remember a retired carpenter named Takashi. Decades of hard work had left his knees swollen and his back aching. Steroids brought him fast relief for a while. Within a year, he developed brittle bones, a weakened immune system, and pain worse than before. "Doctor," he told me, "the medicine gave me my life back, then it took it away again." That's the hidden truth. Medications numb pain, but rarely heal. They don't rebuild cartilage or restore energy at the cellular level. So patients are trapped in a cycle: pain, medication, temporary relief, then pain again. But science is showing us another path, one that strengthens the body from within instead of blocking symptoms from the outside. This is where the vitamin I'm talking about plays a crucial role. It fuels the mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every cell, which acts as a precursor to NAD. Without enough NAD, your body can't repair collagen, protect cartilage, or calm inflammation. With enough NAD, your joints move more smoothly, energy rises, and the slow wear of arthritis begins to ease. So maybe the real question isn't what can I take to dull today's pain, but what can I give my body so it can heal tomorrow? To understand why NAD matters so much, imagine it as the spark plug of your body's engine. Every meal you eat gives your body raw material. But without NAD, your cells can't convert that fuel into usable energy. It's the critical helper that turns nutrients into ATP, the energy that powers your heart, brain, muscles, and joints. When NAD is low, the engine sputters, cells lose their ability to rebuild tissue, inflammation grows stronger, and joints, starved of energy, continue to break down instead of heal. Arthritis, then, isn't just about pain. It's about energy, loss, cellular fatigue, and the body's fading power to repair what time has worn away. But when NAD is restored, when the body is fueled at its deepest level, healing begins again. When your NAD levels begin to drop, the body starts sending quiet but unmistakable signals. Research shows that low NAD affects nearly every system. From your joints to your immune health, from how you move to how you heal. One of the first things to suffer is collagen repair. Collagen is the flexible protein that cushions your joints and keeps them smooth. Without enough NAD, your body struggles to rebuild it, leaving your cartilage thin, brittle, and prone to pain. Inflammation soon follows. When NAD runs low, oxidative stress rises and inflammation spreads quietly through your tissues, worsening arthritis symptoms. Energy fades too. Many people describe it the same way. I just feel tired all the time. That fatigue isn't only about aging or poor sleep. It's a sign that your cells can't turn food into energy efficiently anymore. Muscles weaken, and suddenly even simple tasks feel heavier than they used to. Low NAD also accelerates aging. It's essential for DNA repair, and when the body doesn't have enough, cellular damage builds up faster. You begin to feel older, stiffer, and slower to recover. Immunity declines as well. Seniors with low NAD often notice they get sick more, easily because their immune systems can't mount a strong defense. I once treated Yumi, a 70-year-old piano teacher whose hands had grown too stiff to glide across the keys she loved. Painkillers hadn't helped, and she constantly complained of exhaustion. When we tested her, the signs pointed to low NAD activity. With a few changes, including adding the vitamin I'll share shortly, her stiffness began to ease. But what struck her most wasn't just the reduction in pain, it was the return of her energy. "Doctor," she said with tears in her eyes, "I can play again without stopping every few minutes. That's the true power of NAD. It's not just about arthritis, it's about the body's entire repair system. When NAD is abundant, your cells convert food into energy efficiently, calm inflammation, and rebuild tissue. When it's low, everything slows down: healing, energy, and resilience. As we age, this decline is inevitable. By the time you reach your 60s or 70s, your NAD levels may be half of what they once were. It's one reason older adults often feel drained, heal more slowly, and experience worsening joint pain. But there's hope. You can support NAD naturally, and one of the safest, simplest ways to do so is through a specific vitamin that most people overlook. Before revealing it, think about this. Arthritis pain isn't confined to your joints. It seeps into your energy, your mood, and even your ability to recover from daily stress. That's because arthritis isn't just a local problem, it's a systemic one, and NAD is the missing link. Now that we understand what NAD is, let's look at the warning signs your body gives when its repair systems are running low. The first is slow collagen repair, when your joints lose that cushiony bounce and take longer to loosen up in the morning. The second is persistent inflammation, a deep, quiet burning that results from your cells producing too much oxidative stress and not enough protection. You'll notice it in aching knees, swollen fingers, or that stiffness that creeps up your spine. The third sign is constant fatigue. Many people think it's normal to feel tired with age, but this exhaustion often stems from the body's inability to make energy at the cellular level. The fourth is muscle weakness. Low NAD means your muscles can't store or release energy properly, making it harder to support damaged joints. Weak muscles lead to more strain, which leads to more pain. Then come metabolic problems. Low NAD has been linked to insulin resistance, diabetes, obesity, and even Alzheimer's, all tied to inflammation, just like arthritis. When NAD is low, blood sugar control worsens, the immune system weakens, and inflammation spreads, deepening joint pain. Finally, there's accelerated aging. NAD powers the enzymes that repair DNA, and when it's missing, tiny bits of cellular damage accumulate over time. The result? You don't just feel older, your cells become older, losing their ability to regenerate and protect. That's why supporting NAD is more than just easing pain. It's about reigniting your body's natural capacity to heal, to move, and to feel alive again. Over time, when NAD levels remain low, the effects become visible. The skin grows thinner, the joints stiffer, and the bones weaker. Many people assume this is just a normal part of aging, but much of it stems from an unseen cause, a quiet decline in NAD. It doesn't stop at the joints either. The immune system weakens too. People with low NAD often find themselves catching colds easily, taking longer to heal from small injuries, or struggling with constant fatigue. That's because your immune defenses rely on NAD-powered cells to respond quickly and efficiently. Without it, inflammation lingers and the body struggles to calm arthritis flare-ups. I remember Hiro, a 74-year-old gardener who loved tending to his flowers but could barely kneel or grip his tools anymore. He thought his pain, fatigue, and frequent colds were simply signs of getting older. But when we examined his symptoms, poor collagen repair, constant inflammation, exhaustion, and immune weakness, they painted a clear picture of NAD deficiency. Once he began supporting his body with a vitamin that naturally boosts NAD, something changed. His joint pain began to ease, his energy returned, and he found himself back in the garden, doing what he loved. That's why NAD matters so deeply for seniors. It's not just about pain, it's about the entire system of repair that keeps the body strong. When NAD is low, you don't just ache, you age faster. Your body weakens, your energy drains, and your resilience fades. Arthritis pain often becomes the alarm bell, the loudest sign that your internal repair engines are running out of fuel. Think about it. Do your joints hurt more when you're tired or under stress? Do flare-ups seem worse when your immune system is low? Those are signals that your body's energy systems are struggling. But here's the hopeful truth. NAD can be supported naturally. You don't need expensive drugs or complicated treatments. Sometimes all it takes is a simple vitamin hiding in plain sight. That vitamin is vitamin B3, specifically in the form of niacinamide. Most people know about vitamin D, calcium, or omega-3s for bone and joint health, but few realize how powerful niacinamide can be. Unlike vitamin D, which strengthens bones, or calcium, which helps maintain density, niacinamide works deep inside your cells, the energy factories known as mitochondria. It fuels the pathways that create NAD, helping the body repair cartilage, reduce inflammation, and protect DNA from damage. When I first studied niacinamide, I was amazed by its reach. Scientists found it doesn't just lower cholesterol like its cousin niacin, it directly targets inflammation. Inside your cells, niacinamide acts almost like aspirin. It calms inflammatory pathways, shields your tissues from oxidative stress, and helps your body produce energy smoothly. But unlike aspirin, it carries no risk of ulcers, bleeding, or kidney damage, making it a safe alternative for seniors who can't rely on long-term painkillers. I think of Ken, a 78-year-old man who had lived with arthritis in his hips and knees for decades. Walking even short distances felt like a challenge, and daily painkillers had started to upset his stomach. When we added niacinamide to his daily routine, alongside healthy meals, he began noticing changes. Within weeks, his stiffness eased. Within months, his stomach troubles faded because he no longer needed painkillers every day. "Doctor," he told me, "it feels like oil on a rusty hinge." So how does niacinamide work so effectively? It serves as a precursor, the raw material your body uses to make NAD. By restoring NAD levels, Niacinamide helps repair collagen, reduce fatigue, balance the immune system, and calm inflammation. Many people notice not just less joint pain, but higher energy, better sleep, and even firmer, more radiant skin. That's because NAD is linked to over 400 cellular processes, meaning when you boost it, you're supporting your entire body, not just your joints. However, niacinamide works best when taken correctly. Unlike some vitamins that can be taken all at once, it performs better in small, steady doses throughout the day, around 100 to 150 mg, 3 to 6 times daily, rather than one large dose. This gives your cells a constant stream of building blocks to maintain NAD production. Diet plays a major role too. Niacinamide pairs best with adequate protein intake, since protein provides the amino acids your body needs to rebuild collagen, working hand in hand with the NAD boost. Seniors should aim to include foods like eggs, fish, beans, or tofu with every meal. But there's one thing that can block its benefits: alcohol. Alcohol interferes with the body's ability to convert niacinamide into NAD, slowing down repair and weakening results. So for those looking to ease joint pain naturally and reclaim strength, cutting back on alcohol can make a powerful difference. Niacinamide isn't a miracle pill. It's the fuel your body has been missing. When supported properly, it helps the body do what it was designed to do: heal, restore, and move freely again. A diet heavy in processed corn products can quietly interfere with your body's ability to convert tryptophan, a nutrient that helps create vitamin B3, into its usable form, niacinamide. This is one reason traditional corn-based diets once led to pellagra, a disease caused by vitamin B3 deficiency. While full-blown pellagra is rare today, mild deficiencies are still surprisingly common, especially among seniors with limited or repetitive diets. I remember a retired school teacher named Fumiko who came to me exhausted. Her hands ached from arthritis, her sleep was poor, and her energy was fading fast. She assumed it was all just part of getting older. But once we supported her with niacinamide and improved her protein intake, the change was remarkable. Her joints loosened, her energy returned, and she told me with a smile, "Doctor, I thought I was getting old, but I was just running out of fuel." That's what makes niacinamide so extraordinary. It isn't a painkiller. It doesn't numb or disguise symptoms. It fuels your body's natural ability to repair, regenerate, and restore. When that internal repair system comes back online, arthritis pain eases, stiffness softens, and mobility returns. Arthritis, at its core, is not only about bones and cartilage, it's about energy. And when you raise NAD levels through niacinamide, you give your body the power to repair what painkillers never could. So, how do you use niacinamide safely and effectively? The right approach can mean the difference between real results and wasted effort. The first rule is dosage. Niacinamide works best in small, steady amounts throughout the day, not one large pill all at once. Research and clinical experience show that 100 to 150 mg taken 3 to 6 times daily provides the most consistent support. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't dump a bucket once a week, you nourish it steadily. The same applies to your cells. The second rule is consistency. Niacinamide is a nutrient, not a quick fix. It works gradually, allowing your body to rebuild from within. Many people start noticing lighter mornings and more stable energy within a few weeks, but deeper improvements, stronger cartilage, better flexibility, and reduced inflammation can take several months. Patience and consistency are key. The third rule is pair it with protein. Niacinamide powers NAD production, but your body also needs amino acids, the building blocks from protein, to rebuild cartilage and collagen. Without protein, niacinamide is like fuel without materials to build with. Seniors should aim to include some form of protein in every meal. Fish, eggs, beans, lentils, or tofu all work beautifully. The fourth rule is avoid blockers. Alcohol is one of the biggest obstacles. Even moderate drinking slows the conversion of niacinamide into NAD. Diets high in refined corn or processed foods can have the same effect, interfering with tryptophan metabolism. And of course, sugar and refined carbohydrates worsen inflammation, undoing your progress. For best results, create the right environment: low sugar, steady protein, minimal alcohol. I recall Mrs. Tanaka, a 76-year-old retired nurse who battled arthritis in both knees. Physical therapy and painkillers offered only temporary relief. We introduced niacinamide, 100 mg 4 times daily, and adjusted her diet to include more fish, leafy greens, and protein. She even gave up her nightly glass of wine. After 3 weeks, she told me, "Doctor, my mornings feel easier." 2 months later, she was walking longer distances. By 6 months, she was back in her garden. Something she thought she'd never do again. That's the quiet, steady power of niacinamide. Not a miracle overnight, but a restoration over time. Timing also matters. Some people feel more alert if they take niacinamide too close to bedtime, while others find it helps them sleep more soundly. Start earlier in the day and adjust gradually based on how your body responds. As for safety, niacinamide is remarkably gentle compared to most medications. It doesn't cause the flushing that regular niacin can, and it rarely upsets the stomach, especially when taken with food. Still, balance matters. Extremely high doses aren't necessary and can strain the liver over time. That's why small divided doses, as I've described, are the safest and most effective choice. To summarize, small, steady doses of niacinamide combined with adequate protein and a low sugar, low alcohol diet give your body the best chance to naturally reduce arthritis pain and rebuild strength from the inside out. Now think about this. What if your arthritis pain could be managed not by constantly numbing it with medication, but by helping your body heal itself? Wouldn't that be a more hopeful, sustainable future? Because arthritis isn't just joint damage, it's an energy problem. When NAD runs low, your cells can't keep up with the daily wear and tear, and stiffness and pain take over. But when you nourish your body with niacinamide, balanced nutrition, and healthy habits, your repair systems awaken. Healing begins. I've seen it happen again and again in people who thought their independence was gone, only to rediscover strength, energy, and freedom. And now, you have the knowledge to do the same. Stay consistent, stay patient, and let your body remember how to heal itself.